Hey, good evening, people. Good evening. How you all doing? Yes, I hope you all are doing well. Today, I think today is Wednesday, July 30th, 2024, and the time is about 8 p.m. I want to talk about the upcoming elections in the USA. Yes, I was. In front of me is a monitor, and I was looking at several videos. Yes, hello, viewer. Oops. Yes, hello, viewer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes, this video, I'm going to talk about the upcoming race as it pertains to the upcoming elections in the USA. And I was watching maybe three or four videos about Vice President Kamala Harris. And now it seems like they're doing a focus about her race slash ethnicity. Now, I knew about her father being from Jamaica and the mother being from India. And well, I'll say up front that it's a smokescreen that I both sides. I do not belong to a political party. I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. Um, but I'm looking at how everything seems to be developing with this election. It keeps on doing all these sharp turns and everything, and you really wonder how it's going to end out. So, but I'm going to focus on about the race issue regarding Kamala. And I looked at maybe three or four videos on the subject. And it seems like it's good to, in any subject you want is to focus on, is to look at more than one video or document on a subject. And yeah, each video had its own spin on it. And for me, in what I know about Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. To me, I would identify her as uh, an culturally an Indian woman who has Black heritage. That's all that I would identify her as. I've gone to school with people of similar background as her, but it's really something I can't help but notice. We do kind of look alike, me and Kamala, but I'm not Kamala. But it's really interesting watching, looking at the video. Um, I'm not identified with her, but they showed a picture of her, and she was a little girl, and she wore her hair the same way. So I can't help but notice. I said, wow, we could easily pass as siblings. But yeah, I do not have an Indian background. Sometimes back in America, I was asked by some people from India if I were from India or part Indian. Um, so it's interesting how you can create a race. Looks like from a particular ethnic group, and it's amazing how the genetics play. Yes, you take a group from this country, this region, and that region, and you can create someone that looks like people from various areas. So it's really interesting with genetics, and it shouldn't matter what someone is, but the politics and everything, uh, it's being used again, and it's a hot topic in America. Race is like religion in, let's say, the Middle East. Okay, it's an equivalent, and people fight because of it. And it's unfortunate how the enemy divides and conquer. What makes us all beautiful are the diversities, the uniqueness that we all possess, and we're all important, and we should all respect one another. Um, so I'll also say up front, uh, I I will not be voting for Kamala, but again, I don't want this video to be about, who you should vote for. You vote for who you feel comfortable with, who you think will represent you. But I advise you that don't be fooled because of what someone looks like and assume that just because they look like something, look like you, may even kind of talk like you, but they're not you and they will not represent you. What comes to my memory is Obama. Now, I did vote for Obama, and I mentioned of this in Pat's videos. I did vote for Obama just the first time. He was not my choice, but when I went to vote where I lived, the person I wanted to vote for, and again, back then, I really wasn't into politics. I'm still not into politics, but in 2016, I, for the first time, had a fervor and voted for who I wanted to vote for. But again, I did vote for Obama only the first time, and I was happy when he won. I thought, hey, give this person a chance. I knew that he was going to win, and I would have voted for who I wanted to vote for if the name was on the ballot, even though I sensed that Obama was going to win. But I did vote for Obama, and I was hopeful, like many people in America. We were hopeful. And I think the presumption and what they wanted you to believe was that because he is a man of color, that's how they say it in America, or a black man, that he will have a certain mindset and that he'll he'll be about equality, fairness, and all that. But we got a wide awakening that that's not what he was about. He was not about equality. He was about social engineering, and particularly seemed to be more about, um, in my opinion, about creating a socialistic, communistic, Marxist, Leninist type of social system. And I didn't want that. And I was concerned also about um, him, how do you say, his establishing certain, how do you say, giving more opportunities for certain types of lifestyles. And I felt that lifestyle was in competition with about that. And I felt that he was pandering to the Black community. And that's what really boosted him to win the election, both elections. And most people of the Black community are heterosexual and not of other, what do you call, uh, newer type of lifestyles. Or they say alternative lifestyles, okay? So I felt it was a slap in our face, the majority type of lifestyle. And none of his, I felt that none of his real policies to assist Black Americans. So I don't want to go through that again. I think we're worse off because of Obama. Again, this video is not about Obama, but I feel that to I'm noticing a possible parallel, um, that it's like a bait and switch. They bait you, you get baited with um, a type of person. You look at the person and you see what they look like, right? And in America, you're going to have certain leanings usually because of what a particular person supposed to come from or what they look like. So, so now they're proposing Vice President Kamala as a presidential candidate. And I'm thinking something is up. Something doesn't smell right. I feel like I'm being manipulated again. I feel that the American public is being manipulated. And I think both sides, again, I don't belong to any political party. I never have joined a political party. But I sense that both sides, both main political parties, are up to something. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they're choosing Kamala for this. I feel like there's looking down if you could look into the future, and they see that certain potentialities could occur. So I'm kind of getting off the subject, um, but I see that possible parallels that here you have Kamala and her background, and then now you have with the Republicans, their VP, who is his VP married to? An Asian woman. So I said, how is this in all things? Is this a coincidence? Is this a coincidence? Is that being used as a leverage? Because if Kamala, before they chose, the Republican chose the VP uh, candidate, did they, how is this? Are we being manipulated, people? They knew the potentiality that Kamala was going to, apply for that position as president, or wishing that she'll be selected for her political party as president. So I think I think it's being used, people. The race card again by both sides. But again, getting back with Kamala, I'm sorry. Now I was looking at yeah, look what I'm looking at this screen now. There, yeah, I could guess. I can do like a little zoom in. Let me turn the camera around. Hope I can get it. It's a shame, but yeah, this is what they were showing. I don't know how clearly you can see, but it says Kamala Harris family tree. Okay. Now, Kamala, okay, now Kamala has two parents. Yes, on the mother's side, they're all from India, and nothing wrong from being from India. And then her father was born in Jamaica. Now, I noticed that the 3 or 4 different videos on the subject of Kamala's race or ethnicity, they share different things. And but this seems to be the most complete. This one and another one that actually showed a black relative. Now, now the father, Donald Harris. Okay, They showed a picture. Now, this is just, a family tree table, but in a different video, they actually show Kamala with her father's mother, a dark and black woman. Now, I don't know who Kamala's father's father was, but I noticed here they don't show, they didn't have pictures of, oh, okay. Yeah, they don't have a picture of um, Donna Harris's parents, but they have pictures of his great grandparents. So I thought it was interesting. But yes, so the argument online is that Kamala Harris is not actually a black person. One video said the Indian mother, yes, and that the father is Scottish and Hindu. But I always thought when I saw the picture of the father, it was a different picture. To me, he looks like a skinned black man. And but in the photo, with Kamala and her father's mother, she was clearly a dark-skinned black woman from Jamaica. So let me turn around. Again, sorry. Yes, me moving around when you zoom in and you slightly move, it moves a lot. So let me just do it this way now. So I'm surprised that if this video that I'm looking at uh, clearly shows that there is a picture with her grandmother, um, and she's clearly a black woman. So how come the other videos can't seem to find that information? And now it's like, why do they have to go all the way back to her great grandmother when she has a grandmother? At least I don't know whether the grandmother is still alive, but clearly, it should be, somewhere on social media, her with her grandmother. So why do they have to go like disqualify her and say, well, you have to go, but you don't have to. She has a grandmother, and so isn't in America that even if you have a drop of sub-Saharan African blood, that you are a black person, right? So why are they making an issue for her, and why is it that they seem to have a hard time finding a relative who is a black in her family? So I think again, one side is purposely not wanting to find it and disqualifying her. However, again, I'm not a Harris fan at all. I'm not a fan of hers, and I will not be voting for her. But how is it that, um, she is who she is? But I would say my main concern with Kamala Harris, I feel that she is pandering. There are videos with her um, being interviewed, and she was being interviewed by an Indian woman of Southern India ancestry, the same as Kamala's mother's side. And she said, yes, I am Indian. So again, there's nothing wrong being Indian if you're Indian. There's nothing wrong with that ethnicity. And I guess, she was running for vice president, and she's being interviewed, and an Indian woman, she's a comedian. She's excited that someone from her community, or in part community, she's excited for them. So I think it's okay to everyone, I would say everyone likes to see themselves in others, especially if you come from another region in the world and you see somebody else who is doing well, moving up, and they're from your background. It's exciting. So I don't shame her to say yes, she's in it. Yeah, she has an Indian mother. I think I'm not sure whether the parents had separated or divorced when Kamala was a young girl, but either way, she was raised by her Indian mother, and she probably knows Indian food. And so I would just say she's a culturally an Indian woman, but she has a father that has a black heritage from Jamaica. And again, nothing's wrong with that. But again, linking in with Obama, that um, in any type of candidacy, just because someone looks like you, let's say the person is white, and let's say they're from an Irish background. So, but what if this person isn't about Irish people? But they might have your last, an Irish last name. Maybe they even have a slight Irish accent. Who knows? But either way, don't be fooled because someone may be of your religion, uh, maybe from a particular location in America. Doesn't mean that they're about you. And they could be used because you get suckered in voting for them because of a particular aspect, rather than about what they're really about. What do they believe in? What is their motive? Who is sponsoring them? All these things that are very important because again, they know what you want to hear, they know what you want to see, and they will project that in desperation to win the seat. And once they get in, they're stuck in there, and they could start implementing things against you. And so I'm concerned about that. And I do not trust Kamala. Um, and historically, her time in government, um, she has not really. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep turning my head because I'm looking at the screen over there. That's what's happening. But um, they're using certain things for their political gain, and then you get stuck like you got stuck with Obama. Again, some people still like Obama, but in the end, what did you get out of it? To just say, to just like put a feather in your hat because you got someone from your race or ethnicity. um, it, it's it's shallow. It's shallow thinking. And you have these days now, you really have to go deeper because the enemy will use anything to deceive you, and you don't want to get stuck. Um, yeah, you don't want to get stuck. What else? Um, the other thing I noticed, yeah, that yeah, I did mention that with the Republican, that I'm wondering whether they're positioning themselves. See, if Kamala, w- um, if because they're going to have the convention, the Democrat convention soon, and if she gets selected to represent her party as president, then she also has to get a right who she's going to put in for her vice president if she wins the election, wins the seat to run for presidency. Um, what I think both sides are really trying to outthink each other. It'll be very interesting if she gets it, if she gets the seat, Kamala, who's going to put in as a vice president? Will they select another lady? That'd be very interesting. Or will she select a guy? It'd be really interesting, you know. Um, so I think again, okay, I think the Republicans are. I think Lance had gotten the VP uh, slot because who he's married to. That's what I honestly think. he's an intelligent man. I was impressed with some of the things he said um, recently. He has a sharp mind. He's very young. Um, but I'm thinking what really, excuse me, what might have um, been a motivating factor is who he is married to. And he's married to a woman of Indian ancestry. So again, so some people they want to see a person in color in the White House. So to have Vance and who he's married to in play with Kamala, so they kind of sort of, there's a link, there's similarities, and I could still um, make the playing field more equal between the two. Um, yeah, there was something else I noticed. Yeah, even though, okay, how do I say this? Oh, I don't know whether I should talk about this other thing. Too controversial. Um, how to say this? I'm not going to touch it. Not at this time. Well, there are other things that both sides have in common, but one is might be too controversial to. But the clue is who are the spouses? Who are the spouses, or who are the grandchildren in all this? And I said, wow, be represented to be maybe 1% of the population, world population, but in US government, you might represent over 40%. So I thought it was interesting. And I'm wondering whether that aspect of that 1%, the population, but you might represent 40 or more percent in government. So I'm wondering if that has any bearing to who gets in office. So it's just very interesting. We have people who, how do you say, puppet masters, and are people really getting in or being accepted in positions based on their heritage? Like they say, even with Obama, who is Obama? And it turns out that he's actually like the eighth or ninth cousin of the Bushes and other presidents. So it's like that it's a possibility that one's genetics, one's heritage, regardless what you look like, what your genetics have, what they know of your genetics. And it seems like with American politics and when you for office, somehow they always seem to have your genealogical tree. I don't know how they do it, how they get that information about the person, but it seems like they're fixated about your lineage, where you come from. And it seems like all the presidencies, they seem to be related. And so getting, so, so in modern times, some people could actually be related to people in early American presidencies, but they're not of the same collection, but they're all family. And on the surface, they might argue about what that person might look like. But in the end, like the expression, it comes out like peanuts, no matter how you bite into it, you're left with peanuts. So um, you think you're getting something different, but you're not. You're getting the same old flavor. They have you fight. They want you to vote, but it seems like it's true that You are not elected into office, but you are selected in your position in office, and that you have to carry out those plans of who actually selected you. It's no real election. They know exactly who they want to get in, they know what they want you to do, and it's spooky. It's absolutely spooky. But yes, so I would just say, people, it's probably going to go, make a lot of turns, blind curves and all that. But try to stay calm, uh, try to look forward. And they're going to be, both sides are going to be using things to manipulate. Um, I'm not sure how I'm going to vote in this election. I know who I will not vote for. Um, it seems like as time goes on, with this election coming up in just a few months, I'm starting to feel I don't feel comfortable about certain things. With I thought at first uh, for Trump. Now I do enjoy. Uh, I like Trump's platform. Yeah, I did vote for Trump both times, but I'm not 100% sure whether I'll vote for him this time, or whether I'll vote at all. I'm being honest. I feel that something is up, and I feel that something is that we're being manipulated. And again, they're not elected but selected, and I don't want to be a part of that. That's how I honestly feel. But again, listening, you vote for who you want to vote for. You do you. You do who you vote for, who you're comfortable with. But I'm just saying to try not being deceived, because again, we people voted for Obama, but look what happened. And he fooled everybody. Well, he fooled a lot of people. And you have to look at intent. What are people's real backgrounds? What are their true background? Yeah, that's another thing. Kamala was born in America. She was born in California, but she was raised in Canada. And then after high school, she went to a black college in America. So why was that? So I feel like it's almost like like an Obama. That see, what was she during those missing years? What was she doing during her missing years when she was not living in the United States? Okay, what was she doing? What type of friends did she have? What was she into? Okay, excuse me. And Obama is even more elusive. Allegedly was born in Hawaii, but he was missing for quite a while. So, and again, it was not what called the birtherism. You know, now, if I present a type of birth certificate like he had for a job, I probably wouldn't get hired. So why the what's wrong? His grandmother did say, his alleged father's mother did say publicly that Obama was born in Kenya. So unless his grandmother is a liar, or just doesn't have a clue. I mean, something like that you would know. People would know. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. But even with that, what I really believe regarding Obama? I don't have any proof. I don't have any proof. But I don't think that I don't believe that the father that they say that he has, I don't believe that's Obama's father. And you know what else? I don't believe that woman is his mother. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Um, it's like people are selected, and I think people are chosen from birth where they're going to be ending up. And I think that you think he just decided he wanted to run for presidency? No, you don't just, oh, I'm in college now. Hey, I want to become president. I'm going to be a senator for a couple of years, 2 years. I think it was less than 2 years. And then boom, how is that? And then I see the parallelism with Vance. Vance, even though he's clearly an American, he's born in the United States. But again, he gets a book out, like a autobiography. I think it was an autobiography. And then boom, he's a senator. And boom, gets his book becomes a movie. And it's like all within 2 years, he just got into politics 2 years ago in 2022, following the same pattern as Obama. Okay, so you had Obama, you had some hidden time with Obama, and then he gets a book, and then he runs for senator. So I'm not sure the time of whether he got the book first or became a senator first. Either way, he got a book and a senator seat, and then they remember he was the keynote speaker on something, and then boom, it's like out of nowhere. And then now with Vance, the same flavor, a little sprinkle of a book, and a movie, and then he has an Indian wife. So it's like they're setting the stage. They're setting up the stage, and I feel like I'm being made to look like, we're being made to look like this is like an organic happening. No, I think it's all being crafted for whatever reason like this. And also, what I think in conclusion, I think, again, I could be 1,000% wrong with all the things that I said, but I think that they're going to push Kamala for the presidency for the Democratic Party, but I don't think they want, but I think there's something up their sleeve, the Democrats, and that they're going to get rid of her. That's what I think, that they want to make her think that they're going to support her and then push her out and put Michelle Obama in her place. That's what I think. That's what I think was going to happen. I don't think the Obamas are really interested because they didn't support her right away for presidency. I think they really want to groom Michelle Obama for the presidency. That's what I really think. But they're going to make her think, Kamala think, that they're going to really represent her. But it's a setup, I think, and that they're going to do something and get rid of her. That's what they don't want her in there for whatever reason. And I think the Republicans, they're relying that if Kamala does get accepted in the presidential seat for her party, that they have Vance, who's married to a woman that looks something like Kamala. So again, it's giving you a flavor, both of them putting the adobo flavoring on both of their salads and doing you a favor. But again, it's what interests you. It's all about what you want for yourself. Who do you think going to best represent you, your needs, your community's needs, and don't be fooled about what adobo seasoning of the day that they use, because they can always switch it on you and you don't know what you're going to get. But then it always seems like you're going to come out with peanuts, as the expression goes, right? Yeah, wise up people. Try to think beyond the box, outside of the box. Um, yeah, they like to manipulate us and make you think that they're doing you a favor or that they're giving you a choice. Is it a choice or is it both the same flavor? You decide. You decide on who you want to vote for. Everyone has a right to have their beliefs. Please be peaceable about all this. Um, yeah, they want to press your buttons and want people fighting. Don't believe the hype. Stay calm. Do not commit acts of violence. Just pray for everybody. Pray for one another so things don't escalate. And again, I think we're all being played. Doesn't matter who you vote for because the outcome, you're going to come out with peanuts. Thank you again. Peace, love, and joy to you all. And let me know what you think. Or, what you, if you have any questions. And again, what are your comments? Please write them below. It's okay. Each one teach one. Again, I could be wrong about everything. And, but we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. So take care and enjoy your evening. This is Spirit Journey signing off. Bye bye.